rather, but it's really difficult for people to come such a long way, and if they're in another country and they like what we're doing, they want to have an online meeting, they want to have an online community with the same culture. Now, I've found in different communities that I've been part of, Facebook and things, there is no culture. It's just like what people think they should be doing. There might be a little PDF somewhere so that we don't do this and we don't do this and we don't do this, but there's no created culture. Where I feel that because we started offline, timing is everything, isn't it? The perfect timing, sort of 4 years down the line, we have an opportunity to do this, and the culture from the offline meetings just transfers immediately, and it's just so smooth, and you can see it in people's comments, you can see it in the positivity and the forward thinking and the different way of looking at life. It's just sitting there.
Well, it's interesting. We're kind of getting into what I want to think about in terms of 2019 is capitalising on the foundations and the investment we've made, and I think that there's so much evidencing for the culture of BeCollaboration, not only in the lives and the experiences of members and people who visit the meetings, but also online. There's loads of videos, there's talks, there's shares, there's testimonials, there's so much. If people want to go, what's all this BeCollaboration about? I think there's over 300 videos now, you know, and there's JOP, and there's loads of places people can kind of get a sense of what this is about. And once they get that sense, does it fit what they're up to? Then it's a no-brainer. And I think that's that. Again, the book, all of it has got like a critical mass. It's starting to build that momentum. I want to kind of update as well, because one of the really important things that's happened to me this year is in May I went to Ian R. Crane's Alternative View Conference 9. We went to 8 the year before, which was actually quite a...
The year before that?
Year before that, yeah. So May was 9 and the year before that was 8. That's the one we went to.
You went with Arsley, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No.
You went with Paul? Sorry.
That was last year.
Was it?
Yeah. The year before that. The first one I went to was with you. Yeah. So... anyway, my point was, on the Friday, I think it's the Friday night or the Thursday night, they do a gala dinner. And on that gala dinner, I was put at a table with 8 or 9, 10 people, whatever it is, you know, these big round kind of...
Are you holding court?
I was just sitting having dinner with Paul next to me. And there was this guy opposite, and he just looked so miserable. I was just like, who's he? He looks really miserable, he looks really, didn't look happy. That was David Noakes. So David Noakes, for those of you who don't know, could look up David Noakes and GC Math. And it was the first time I'd heard about GC Math. I'd heard about someone called David, but I didn't realise it was him. And he was sitting at a table, and I wrote him a letter recently. Anyway, why I want to mention this is GC Math is a human protein. I just want to do this really, really briefly. That, long story short, boosts human immunity and can treat and successfully cure everything from cancer to neuro kind of MS, those kind of disease illnesses or diseases, whatever you want to call them. What's the other one? Autism, serious autism, all sorts of. It's having some. Anyway, in 2015, the MHRA shut down the production and shut down immunobiotech. And long story short, took away David's livelihood and his business and the possibility of creating what is a naturally occurring protein in our body that can heal all sorts of ailments. Now, I'm not going to go into the why and what, but the long story short, I was at the court case in Southwark. I went on the Monday and the Wednesday, and then I went back on the Tuesday for the sentencing, and David got 15 months, 12 months for manufacturing and distributing an unlicensed medicine, and 3 months for money laundering, which is technically because he was selling something that wasn't licensed and he made some money out of it. Anyway, so David Noakes should be out around March, April. But it was kind of like how you can make a difference that doesn't have to be about you making a difference. Like you don't have to be the guy developing and doing it. You can also support others. You can be there for them. You can. So I've written to David Noakes. Now he's in prison, and sent him a book as well. Sent him a BeColl book as well. And said, have a read of that if you want to write back.
Captive audience.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be sick of this thing. But so that was a big thing for me, was support. I'd never been to court as far as I can remember, believe it or not. It was really interesting seeing how the mechanisms of the law works and being there. And there was there was other people then. I think that my mum said to me, "Oh, will it really make a difference you going?" And I was like, "I'm not sure. I didn't really know, but I just felt compelled to go." And my sister and Chris' boyfriend, partner, came as well. And I feel being there, witnessing it, even that made the difference. Even that would have altered maybe something. If it's like a bit like anything. If you're having a party with 20 people and one person isn't there, it would be a different party. So everybody's making an impact of some sort. And I think that making a difference doesn't have to be some kind of big. I mean, it is a big deal. Taking a day off and going and sitting all day in court, it is a big deal. But it's also not really. You know, so you can make a difference in many, many different ways.
It's like going on a demonstration or a march. You know, it's all very well saying, "I don't agree with this." Well, get out off your sofa and go and show someone.
Whatever, it could, whatever. What I'm saying is, you could go and help people who are homeless, or you could help people. You know, you could be the smallest things, but be doing something. Be doing something that is contributing to something that you feel important. So for me, that's the reason I want to share that. It's not because of the actual specific situation with David Notes and GC Math, although I feel that's important. But if there's something that's important to you, connecting with other like-minded, like-hearted people and sharing your passion to make a difference in something. And we talked about this, you know, again, one of the messages for next year is start where you are. You know, just start. Just start doing something and it will, you know, be persistent. So that was quite an important time for me in terms of and the court case finished off in November. So
so what do you want to happen for you for next year? What are you going to create?
Personally, adventure, more fun, family time. I think also I'm taking my fitness and my health in. It's not. I don't feel like it's something now I feel I have to do. It's just something I just happen to be doing. I don't know. Something's shifted around it. Getting up and going for my. I think I've also found something that I like doing.
Yeah, that was half.
I think that's really a big part of it because I was running before, going to the gym. And I don't enjoy going to the gym. I didn't enjoy running.
What you enjoy is talking, and you've got someone to have a talk
while I happen to be walking. Yeah, talking and
having proper conversations.
But it's beyond that. It's just walking and seeing nature and fresh air. And last year, or most of this year, when I was walking, you'd walk along and see the swans in the canal, and they go from little, what are they called? Cygnets. And as they grow, you see little. There's cows and there's horses and there's people walking. So there's a whole lot to get involved in. So I think being more. I don't even want to say responsible. Just being more active around my health. That's one. They're the personal stuff. Professionally, I'm just thinking more about impact. So as much as I think we've got intention, I think I'm really clear. We've got context, we've got culture, we've got values, we've got a community. It's now to take that and point it at things and make things happen. You know, be part of things. Whether that's creating products, whether it's creating consultancy courses, seminars, helping other people create their products, so we can get those things out to make the difference and make impact in real time. Like have an experience of leveraged impact. We know when we push against something, it moves, but push against one thing and 20 things move, 40 things, 100 things. That's kind of I want to think more on those mechanics of scaling.
That's where I think we haven't utilised technology in the right way. So that's something I'm looking at for the future as well. Got the course set up for February already. Looking forward to that. I think as well, part of Engage has got to be this ability to leverage as well, isn't it? Because it's combining the two. It's not combining, but it's utilising the two. So the BeCollaboration community can utilise Engage, and Engage can utilise the BeCollaboration community. And that's, if that can be at the end of this year, in 2019, if you can say, yep, nailed that.
Well, I'm really thinking of them as a symbiotic relationship. It's like we nurture, create, develop talent, and we create offerings over here. So it's kind of they're both interlinked. They're not. They're. It's like a part of a like it's a circular system. You know, attracting, developing, nurturing people, and then taking that, and whether it's commercial or not, it doesn't really matter. It can be both, but it could be good. You know, it could be anything. Whatever people want to do that's going to make a difference. You know, leverage it and scale it and get it out there.
And doing it in such a way that is easy for everybody, because we've got to put some sort of agreements in place, some sort of induction in place, all the little nitty gritty stuff that you kind of can't just do it. But it's those kind of things. So I think at the end of the year, if we can look at the two and go, yes,
I think it's going to be a really important year, 2019. The other thing I would say is also more content. More content. But content very, very committed to building the community, creating value for the community and creating opportunities. Like really kind of coming from that point of view. I think last year we and also the podcast, one of the things we said with the podcast was just do it. Let's just do it and we'll learn along the way. And I really love the fact we do just look, and we're still learning. Everything from our first one, we didn't even have the mic set up.
That's
but that's if you didn't start, you wouldn't know, would you?
We wouldn't have done. No, if we hadn't told you, you really would have noticed. What was I going to say? The other thing, it's gone out of my head now.
Failure. You need failure. You learn from failure.
The online course as well. That was November. So again, not the course, the online meeting that we had.
It was December time.
Was it December? It was December.
12th of December. Yeah. So we finished December with our first online meeting.
Yeah.
And we had about 13, 14 people on that. Again, that was
It was a tryout. We made a few mistakes along the way, but if we were able to say in a year's time that we've got that grown and on a regular basis, that would be pretty cool as well. Yeah,
and I think it was I was what I was really not like a concern, but like I was hoping we'd be able to demonstrate the spice and the that kind of essence, that magic of the BeColl meeting on an online meeting. I think it happened.
Different people have said to me they loved it.
Yeah, and we were like, we had an hour, which like an hour online sounds like a really long time, but it was like boom, boom.
Happy New Year, Beijing. It was so true though, because we can't squeeze it into 3 hours in a 3 till 6 meeting. There's always overflow. And we're always like, and then you're looking at the watch and trying to get it all done. So wherever did I think I could do it in an hour? I don't know, but we gave it a best shot.
No, I think
it wasn't.
Yeah. I would have liked longer. I think I just felt like, I wanted more of that.
I did all of it. I wanted more of all of it, but we didn't really get a Q&A. But everyone, before we set it up, and I said, what we should do, 2 hours, everyone's like, no, that's too long. An hour's plenty.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, we tried. But we'll play with it.
Yeah, I think they need to be longer. Maybe you do a part 1, part 2.
What do you think? Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Do you want an hour online meeting?
And hello peeps, got to go dark as I'm at the cinema with one of mine. We miss you, Kay. When you coming round for dinner? Right, okay, so what else we got?
And I think the other biggest frustration for me over the past year is our lack of finance. I need billions, please, because we have so much we want to do for BeCollaboration, so much we can throw at it. If we'd had a lot of money 4 years ago, it probably would be gone by now and we'd still be in exactly the same
position. I can guarantee that.
But I think we're grown-ups now. We know what we need, we know what we can invest in, we know where our time and money should be spent. So yeah, hopefully by the end of the year when we do a review in 2019, we'll be in a different place entirely. We'll be looking at professional cameras and professional microphones and professional editing and
I'd love to have a studio,
administrative help and PAs and all sorts of
studio,
marketing,
proper office, proper seminar rooms and event rooms maybe, or whatever. I mean there's a whole load we want to do. I think also creating and getting more courses together.
Yes.
Whether they're online or going.
So many things we could do.
So be inspired. We've ever been inspired on the 19th, which I've done nothing to promote.
I have a little bit, bits and pieces.
Probably me and you again. So I need to sort that shit out. Well, I don't know if I need to do it. Maybe we've got to sort it out. I don't know if
it will be.
Yeah,
it will be sorted.
Yeah, I think that's one of my frustrations is putting to be inspired in and then really there's nothing behind it. Yeah, trying to do all the other things. But I mean, looking at the year, I know sort of May, June was wallowing and suffering, and then I was away, August, September. But so much, like this last 3 months, has been accumulating.
This is the you that we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, I feel so much more ready for it, and I feel like there's more people around us that are ready for it. I feel, we said so earlier on. You don't need many people to get started. I think you do as you grow it, and you want to make more further reaching impacts and all that. But to get started, you don't need loads of people, and I think that's the thing I want to encourage this year. Is just get, that's my message for 2019. Is get started and keep going.
Yeah, GSD.
Just keep going. And
and I think you can keep going when you know what your purpose is and you know what your why is
Yeah.
and you know your reason for getting out there and